pronounced car. Yes. And so I'm in Ireland, and I'm in a pub, and I'm having a Guinness. And this is after a convention, okay? So this is just real world. And I'm sitting having a pint, and this guy sidles up next to me, and he says, "Oh, you're not from around here, are you?" And I go, "No, I'm from California." And he goes, "Oh, what brings you to these parts?" And I said, "Well, you know, I was attending a convention as a guest." He's like, "What kind of convention?" I go, "Long story short, tell him that I'm a voice actor." And so he's like, "Oh, anything I'd know?" And so I'm like, "Well, probably not," but I named off a couple of things, and he's like, "No." And then I told him that I was the voice of martial law in Tekken. And literally, he freaks. "Oh my God! Guys, we got the voice for martial law in the pub right here!" And so, like, everybody's like, "No way!" They're Googling on their phones, like, "Oh, it really is him! This is the guy!" And so the whole pub is like buying me drinks for the rest of the night. That type of stuff is fun. That type of stuff's lots of fun.
I just made me think of a story. I getting my hair cut a few years ago, and I was at one of those places where like I just needed it done really quick for a trip, so I went to like a Supercuts or something. One of those like, you know, where you're like up in line with a bunch of people, and so there was this little kid, like maybe 10 years old, getting his hair cut right next to me. And so it's like middle of the day, and this girl, a really sweet girl, is cutting my hair, making conversation. She's like, "So what do you do for a living?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm an actor. I'm a voice actor." I'm trying to explain to her what it is I do, because she has no concept of anime or things like that. It's not her bag. But when I say Funimation, this little kid's ears perks up, and he's like, "Did you say Funimation? Like the Dragon Ball Z people?" I'm like, yeah, Funimation." And you know, I'm like, he's like, "Well, what have you done? What have you been in, man?" And I'm kind of like, and I start naming off a couple things, and I think, One Piece. Do you know One Piece? He's like, "Yeah, oh my God, that's like my favorite show ever." And I'm like, "I'm interviewing this guy PR," and he just goes, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God!" Freaking out. The girl cutting his hair like backs up, stabbing him accidentally with the scissors. His dad is getting his hair cut at the other counter, turns around like, "Billy," or whatever his name was. "Billy, what's going on?" Or he's like, Dad, this is the guy in all those shows I love that you hate." Thanks, Dad. Just a little off the top, please. I think we have to wrap it up in just a few minutes. So what do you say we do kind of a lightning round where you just pick on your new act? So very quick question where you're like, blah, and you're like, funny is good. Let's start with you. Hi. That's a statement. You lose. Go.
Have you guys have a dream character that you would love to voice?
All of them. The ones that pay.
Something Doctor Who related. That would be my
Anything on The Simpsons would be awesome.
Right.
You, darling, with the bow and the yellow.
Have either of you ever used your characters when you're ordering drive from McDonald's?
All the time. My routine when I go through Jack in the Box is to do Inaru's voice from One Piece. And I did it as practice because in the old days that voice was kind of hard for me to reach because it was very deep register. So now, and I still do this every time I go through Jack in the Box, which is less frequently now. I'm like, "Yes, I'll take a number 6 with curly fries and an Oreo cookie shake." And you're like, "Will there be anything else?" You're like, "Yeah." No, I'm good.
I'll do it with funny accents. I always get cast for stuff with Southern accents. Not necessarily in anime, but I'm like the go-to guy with my agency for anything with Southern. And so I'll usually go in and be like, "Yeah, I'll have the number 2 or whatever." You know, yeah. The number 2. All right, and yes, right there. Yep.
Michael. How did you react to
The corset scene, it's a bad black brother.
nun scene?
Damn it. I had it. The nun scene, I thought was hysterical. My first response, and I'm like, "What's going on?" But whoa! Sebastian, you dirty girl. You, sir, in the middle there.
I got a question for Vincent.
Yeah.
How did you have to prepare for voicing a talking uniform?
That's a good question. He's talking about Senketsu and Kill la Kill. You know, it was just plain weird. This character, such a cool character. Basically, what the director told me is that they wanted him to sound like a coach. That he was there to coach Ryuko along throughout the series. And so that's kind of what I did, and then I had to drop him into a deeper zone than my normal speaking voice. The Senketsu, he talks down here. Yes.
Jay, you're Sebastian. What do you think his demon side looks like?
I don't think we as human beings could ever actually see it. I think to us he looks like whatever our worst fear happens to be. So to me he'd look like a clown. One more question and then we have to wrap it up. Who's got one for both of us? Everyone's got one for both of us. You with the hood and the floor, you look terrifying.
Is there any, for the two of you, any voice actors that are an inspiration to you or that you idolize them?
Ooh, that's a good one. None. I'm kidding. This business is like lousy with people that are really awesome and not only like really great at what they do, but like just really good human beings. Like Steve Bloom is one of them. I love Bloom, like he was talking about. Like Bloom is just such a sweet guy. I love this man standing next to me because he's amazing and he saved me from an elevator. True story, we'll tell that later, well maybe tomorrow. One of my biggest influences in acting in general is Orson Welles, the late great Orson Welles. He was just a great actor and visionary and also just a great storyteller. I could watch him do interviews till the cows come home. So, Orson Welles.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like inspirations, voice actors who inspire me, one of my all-time favorites is Dan Castellaneta. He's the voice of Homer Simpson, Krusty the Clown, and a zillion other characters that he does on that show. To me, I love the way that that man can make his, he's like a chameleon with his voice. It's just, that's something that I strive to be able to do. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it, I think.
All right, well, thanks.
We have to run, so we can't do autographs or anything like that, but we are doing autographs at 2:30, I believe, in the same area where we were doing them earlier today, and we'll be there from like 2:30 to 5, just hanging out, so feel free to kind of amble in at your time, and we'll sign stuff, take pictures, whatever. But thank you guys for showing up. You've been really awesome. Let's have an awesome weekend.